Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my February favorites and flops, and I'm also going to include some extra kind of lifestyle things. I never talk about things I'm loving outside of the makeup world. Okay, I shouldn't say never, but I feel like it's very rare. So I want to start doing that from time to time because there are a lot of things that I'm really excited about that I use every single day that's not makeup related that I thought you might be interested in hearing. But I'll put those at the end in case you're like, I don't care about your life outside of this, which is fine. So I'll put those at the end. So let's go ahead and get into it. So one of my first favorites is from Sephora, and it is this Z-Palette, and it's just a smaller size. So this is the Z-Palette I already had, and it's a really large one, but compared to this is almost half the size, but it's a little bit longer, so we could put it this way, but then it's smaller. You see what I'm saying? This is the perfect size because I'm able to put a bunch of shadows that I absolutely love in this, and it's a good size for traveling because it'll still fit in my makeup bag without being like gigantic like this one is. So I loved this, and I love the little Sephora stripes on it. I actually have this full of some MAC shadows, some carroty shadows, and I think there might be one or two Makeup Geek ones in here as well. I love these. If you didn't see my MAC dupes video with a bunch of carroty eyeshadows, they're really, really good, and there were a lot of my MAC eyeshadows I literally just took out and put the carroty one because the carroty one is better. The dupe for rice paper is actually prettier than rice paper itself. It's more pigmented, it's just prettier. So there are a lot of those in here. So this is like all my favorites just in one. So I will link that video if you haven't seen it, but I love this palette. So a dud right off the bat, speaking of palettes, is this one from M, which is Michelle Phan's makeup line. And I never really tried anything from this. So there's like a lip product or two over here, which I haven't even used because I don't like that idea. Like ooh, that one's glossier. I don't really use lip products in that way, and shadow gets in them. So, but the shadows in here, this is the Life Palette Minnie. And I don't know, oh, this is called Valentine Life Seductress Edition. So is this a bronzer? Yeah, this is a bronzer, and the bronzer's okay. You know, it's fine. But the shadows, like some of them are okay, and some of them are just terrible, but they're really kind of gritty, and they're not really pigmented. You can barely see them. So I kept trying them thinking, oh, it'll get better. The black one's really pigmented. This green one is okay. Like they're just kind of, So I was really sad to see that, but I love the packaging is magnetic. It's a very pleasing close. And it's really thick and it's heavier than I thought it would be. So I think the packaging is really well made. It feels very high end. I was just kind of disappointed in the actual quality. So I'll try it out a couple more times, but honestly, I just was not impressed, which made me sad. Now, that being said, I've tried like no other Michelle Phan products, and I know that there are some people that really love them, so I don't know. So moving on to my next favorite, these Sonia Kashuk brushes are amazing. I have the number 29 brush, which I've had for a while now. It's a blush one, and it's just a perfect circular dome shape. It's the perfect shape, and it's just perfect. It is the perfect blush brush. This is the number 2 one, and it's also marketed as a blush brush. I actually got it on clearance at Target, so I don't know if it's being discontinued, but I'll link it if I can find it. It's just a little bit more, it's just thinner. So it's still fluffy though, and I used it to contour today, and I really, really like it. And I just think the handles are really nice. The gold ferrules are really pretty. It doesn't shed no matter how many times I've cleaned it. I love these brushes. I want to get like every single one in the line. Another favorite is from Boots number 7, and it's their Radiant Glow Concealer. I'm wearing this today. It's one of those, it kind of reminds me of the YSL ones where you click the back and the concealer comes through the brush. But there's something about this concealer, it just blends away so perfectly, but it highlights that area. It is so beautiful, and every time I use it, I think, oh my gosh, like it blends into your skin so quickly. It reminds me of the Maybelline Dream Lumi one that I love. I haven't gotten that in a while, but I love that one. It does the same thing where you just like touch it and it melts into the skin, and it looks flawless all day. I love this. So I kind of hate that the packaging gets really dirty because it's this like, you know, silver metallic, but I love the product. And does anyone else get annoyed when, you know, when it's a brush like this, I feel like I can't, I don't know, like I feel like I can't keep it clean no matter what I do. It's all over the lid. Like it drives me nuts. I hate that. Another favorite, oh my gosh, and I want to get some more colors. This is the ColourPop lip liner or lippy pencil, and it's in the shade Bound. But the formula, the color is beautiful and I love the color. It's just a very matte kind of rose color. But the formula is unbelievable. You guys, these do not move, but they're not dry. Because I feel like you either get a really creamy lip pencil, but it just slides all around after a while, or you get a really dry one, but it doesn't move. But this one's got both going for it. It is unbelievable. I really think I'm gonna place an order again soon and order a couple different shades. I wouldn't mind getting rid of all my other lip liners and just using this because I know that it's not gonna move. I can trust it, so I love that. But the shade Bound is really pretty too. And this, it's pigmented enough that you could fill in your entire lip and just color it in and just wear that as like a matte lip color. It's so beautiful. Another dud is this Wet n Wild One Step Wonder Gel Polish. It's in the shade Pinky Swear. It's supposed to be one step where you put it on with no primer, no top coat or anything, no light, and it's supposed to just be amazing. No, and I should have known. I mean, it was only $1.99. The color's really pretty. It was pretty opaque, but I had to do 2 coats because it wasn't that opaque. And it was shipping like within like an hour, and then like parts of it were just peeling off like really cheap polishes do. So I haven't tried it with the primer, but I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose though, because the idea is that this is one step. So I probably still will try it with a primer or with a top coat just to see if it does better. I would assume it would do better, but I just thought, I was like, man, but it was only $1.99. I actually bought another shade in Pardon My Peach, which is like a neon peach, and I haven't tried this one yet. I'm gonna try it on my toes. But yeah, so you know, that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. If you've tried any other shades and you've had good results, let me know, because I mean, it's only $1.99. I wouldn't mind trying another color or two. All right, another favorite is this Maybelline Brow Satin. It's sometimes called the Define and Fill. It just depends apparently, but I used it today. I cannot stop using it because it's got the pencil side. I think this might have been in my favorites last month too, but it's got powder on a sponge on this side, and it just is exactly what I need. It makes doing my brows so fast. The only downside is that this powder, like when you're kind of brushing through it with you have to have a separate spoolie, which I kind of hate, but where else would they put the spoolie? There's only 2 ends. So unless there's like a 3rd end coming out, you know, but so I've got a separate spoolie and I'm brushing through, and sometimes the powder will get up above, so I have to kind of whisk it away. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I just wish it didn't, but it is a powder, so it's kind of expected that that would happen. I just love this. Another favorite is from MAC, and I haven't bought like a brand new product from MAC in a long time. I really haven't. This is the Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and I have been using Painterly for a very long time, and I still have my Painterly. It's like half gone, but this one is a little more yellow tone, and I thought I just kind of want to try that. The Painterly one is a little more rose toned. I mean, they're still like neutral colors, but it is perfect. I used it under my eyeshadow look today. They both work wonderfully. I think I like Soft Ochre a little bit better with my more yellow tone skin, but if you have more of a pink tone, then you'd probably like Painterly. Either way you go, they look fine. I just like the way this looks on me better. And these are great. They completely mute out the area on your lid, and Painterly and Soft Ochre are just really popular ones. If you are fair or light skin like I am, then they're great bases for your eyeshadow. Moving on to some other body favorites. This is from Yes To, and it's their Yes To Coconut Ultra Hydrating Melting Cleanser. This stuff is unbelievable. I thought I would hate it. Like, I love coconuts, but sometimes with gimmicky products like this, I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna like it. But it's like this really thick, like petroleum jelly thick consistency. It smells wonderful, like real coconuts. And there are 2 ways you can do it. The way I do it is you put it on dry skin. So I usually do this like after I've already like with some Bioderma wiped off my eye makeup. I'll put this on like a big glop all over my face, and then you get some warm water and you just start cleansing it, and it just melts. Like, it just melts into your skin. It doesn't really foam, but it just melts the makeup away. It smells amazing. When you're done, your skin is still like hydrated because it is that thicker jelly-like consistency. I love it. I enjoy washing my face, which I don't think I've ever said before, especially in the winter time, because it's such a bad time for virtually anyone's skin. You know, you're just dried out, and so this just, it's amazing. The other way you can do it, what does it say? So you could just have it in your hand and get water in it and create like kind of a creamy emulsion, they said, and then put it on. But I really like putting it on dry and then doing it. But either way, it is just an amazing experience. The next thing So, okay, I have tried a lot of natural deodorants. None of them are working. I've tried like all of them. And I know you've got to wait a while for it to kick in, but I'm like, I have waited long enough. I'm done. I've tried an Old Spice one and it's just the deodorant. So it doesn't have so it's not blocking the sweat, which I like because I don't mind sweat. I just mind the smell. So this is just a deodorant and it's like the gel kind. And I wish they didn't put like the dyes to make it blue. I'm like, why? Like, what is the purpose? But this is the Old Spice Amber with Black Currant deodorant. And oh my gosh, ladies, it smells amazing. Yes, it's a men's deodorant, but it smells unbelievable. It smells like, even Tyler, my husband, was like, that does smell good. I'm like, I know, and it smells like a woman. So no offense if there are men that wear this because frankly, you just smell amazing, but it's a very feminine scent. So it works for us ladies, even though it's a men's deodorant. I love it so much. I'm so glad I found it. The other one I tried was Wolf Thorn, and I really like the smell of that too, but I got kind of tired of it. So, and then this one smells better, honestly. Another favorite of mine is this brush holder from Target, and they sell it online. I actually ordered it online a long time ago and it never came, so they had to refund my money. But I luckily found like one in the store and I was like, yes. So it's the brand Sonia Kashuk, and it's the Rising Star brush cup. And there's two separate, let me take the brushes out. There's two separate parts to it, and it's just, you know, really hard plastic. But it's got black around the top, and then it's these cute like gold, they're actually stars if you look closely, but from afar it just looks like really pretty gold foiling. I love it. You could do, you know, eye brushes in one and face brushes in the other. I love it because I've whittled down my brush collection a lot. I have more brushes than this, but you know, what I like to do is have like one whole set that I'm using, and then every week or two wash that entire set and use like my second set. So now that doesn't always work out that way, and actually most of these I've been using for way too long and I need to wash them. Maybe I'll do it today. But I love the cup. It's the perfect size. It helps you kind of keep in check how many brushes you have, or at least how many brushes you're using at a time. And they're so pretty. You could always get like two of them too if you have a lot and you like to have them displayed, but it's perfect. I love it. Some other favorites of mine, they're both Disney ones, so if you're a Disney nut, you'll love this. This is from Tervis, and I've been wanting one of the Tervis water bottles because they're really thick and they're not, water just squirted everywhere. Nothing's gonna happen to it. I love Tervis tumblers, but this is the Tervis water bottle. It snaps shut, you can hang it on things if you want. I like that there was no weird contraption, you know, because like anything with the straw, like where it's like the straw folds down and folds up, I'm like, that's hard to clean. They get broken really easily or don't work as well after a while. But this, I'm like, it's really simple. I can get in there and clean it when I need to. But it's Minnie Mouse and it's so cute, and it's actually sequined. If you can see, it's actually like shiny there, and it's 20 ounces. So like for me, if I drink 2.5 or 3 full ones of these, I've definitely gotten enough water for the day. And I love that I can kind of measure it that way. It even has the ounces on there. You can buy it on the Tervis website. I actually ended up buying mine on Amazon just because I'm a Prime member and I could get free shipping. They were the same price. But I'll link it below if you're curious. I love it. They had Mickey Mouse. Of course, they've got all kinds. You can personalize them in a million ways. It doesn't have to be Disney, but obviously I did Disney. I love it. I bring it to work with me every day, and I also use it here. I'm just like constantly using it. My next Disney favorites, I actually bought it at Half Price Books, so it's like all bent up. But it's the Kingdom Keepers book series, and it's by Ridley Pearson, and it's called Kingdom Keepers Disney After Dark. This is the first one in the series, and I had seen these at Disney World for so long, and I had been curious about them, but obviously they're kids' books, but I'm like, well, whatever, I'm a teacher. I could read them and then just have them in my library and be able to recommend them to kids that might like it. I'm only on page 72. I just started it a couple days ago, but I am loving it because it's, if you know Disney World, and it is specifically Disney World, but if you know Disney World really, really well, like they talk about very specific things. Like they're like, we were on the monorail on the way from the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian, or they'll mention like very specific bathrooms in Magic Kingdom. Like, I love it because if you know it, you feel like you're there in a really weird way, but it's also, you know, absolutely fantasy, kind of sci-fi almost, but it's clearly for kids too. It's wonderful. I just love it so far. I know that I'll probably read the entire series. Tyler was saying he might want to read it because of course he's a Disney nut too. So those are all of my favorites and flops for this month. If you enjoyed, check out my last month's favorites and flops, which I can link up above and down below as well. And I hope that you'll subscribe to catch more, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.